Welcome back to our pond maintenance and supplies. Right, so this is a customer's pond I come to quite regularly. As you can see, they've got a pump with a little water feature thing on top, which I hate those things. The customer has to come and collect an air pump, which is what you can hear in the background. Sorry about that noise, because the fish are up at the top looking for oxygen, because we've had really warm temperatures. If you don't know, warm water doesn't hold as much oxygen as cold water does, so the fish can't get to their oxygen supply, especially if you have plants in the pond as well, because the plants will take up the oxygen levels first before the fish get a chance to get that oxygen out of the water. So that's why you'll come down in the morning and find that the fish are gulping at the top of the water for air, because it's at night. It's a real problem with oxygen levels in ponds. So if you get a really warm spell, especially if you've got a well-stocked pond with koi or goldfish or any fish for that matter, you really need to run an air pump with air stones, or if you've got bottom drain with an air-rated bottom drain, sorry, make sure you run that. But most ponds don't have, so it's just like a little ornamental garden pond. So I would recommend having an air pump on standby. You should have one anyway, in case your filter dies, and then you've got it as a backup. So we're going to have a chat with the customer about this filter here today. I will show you why, because it isn't really sufficient. I've got a little box filter on here, which isn't really sufficient for the size of the pond and for the stocking levels of the fish. Plus the pump hasn't got a cage on it which will handle 8 to 10 mil solids. It's got a little fine mesh cage on it, which I'll show you in a second. There you get the idea. They're okay as ornamentals, but not really very good for running filters. So plug it. And we'll get this pump out without dropping the phone in the pond, hopefully. It's a reasonably new phone, I don't want to drop it. Oops, the top came off, which is always going to happen. As you can see, it's a little hose lock pump, but it's all slotted, sorry about that, it's all a fine slotted cage, which doesn't let anything thick through. So all this algae that's on here, on a better pump, would be pumped into the filter. See all that? It's all got clogged up, and that's why the pump doesn't work, and you don't get the fountain out coming out the top. Now these are great for ornamentals, but not very good for running filters on. If you just want something as an ornamental, then that's fine, but you really need to have a second pump to run the filter from. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on and we'll get this lot cleaned out, drop some water, give it a vac, and then hopefully get it up and running and have a chat with customers and see what they want to do. Right, so I'll crack on with it and I'll get back to you. Right, so I've got the pump apart, give it a little clean out. That impeller's broken, should have a second disc on top. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. But it was like that when I took it apart. Clean the housing up best you can. But as you can see by that, very fine slots in these hose lock pumps. Not ideal for running filters from. Ideal if you just want to run like a little fountain cascade sort of thing. But not ideal for running filters with. But as I said at the start, we're going to have a conversation with the customer about that. But that'll be the second time I've done that conversation. You can't make people pay what they don't want to pay. But then they have to be realistic about what the pond is going to look like. Right, I'll crack on with it. So I've stripped the UV apart, very dirty. Well, you must remember, if you're replacing the UV bulb in your UV unit, don't touch the bulb. I know other people show you that you should do, or you can do. I don't. But it's just one of those things. The oil on your fingers can burn the bulb before you can get it back into the UV unit. So I've cleaned the quartz sleeve, which is the other thing you must do. Make sure it's all nice and clean, because if you're putting a new bulb in, it's no good if the quartz sleeve is all dirty, because it's not going to work as efficiently. The other thing is, if you go into that expense, a lot of time, should I say, clean the inside out, make sure it's all nice and clean inside. That way you get more water flowing over the UV bulb, and it works a lot more efficiently. Right, I use a bit of grease to go around my seal. So when you take them apart, if you just put a bit of grease around the seals, it works a lot better. No, I'm fine, thank you. So there we go. That's the lubricant I use, silicone lubricant, just to go around all the seals, like on the UV sleeve, like on the quartz sleeve, and the seals on filters and stuff like that. Just makes them last a bit longer, and you get better seal. As I said, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just the one I use. I find it quite handy. So we're going to pop this UV back together again. Hopefully we get no leaks. Filter's been cleaned, as you can see. All I've got to do is clean the sponges, which are over there. Sorry about the sunlight. Just nice to have some sunlight in the UK for a change. As you can see, they're very dirty. I don't know if that's coming up on camera. Just don't know, probably not, but they're very dirty. So yeah, we're going to have a chat about filters and stuff. Because as you can see, this pond is, yeah, not very nice. Right, I'll crack on with it. Right, so what we're doing at the minute, sorry about my breath. For those of you who don't know, I've been diagnosed with cancer, so I'm undergoing chemo. Makes me short of breath. So unfortunately you have to put it with that for the time being. So all I'm doing is just dropping the water level. I'm not completely draining it today, even though it probably looks like you could do a full drain and clean. So we're going to drop the water level, top it back up. We'll put some tap tape in there as we go. Before we go, so we're just going to drop the water level about halfway. Soil nozzle back onto the border. Filter's all been cleaned out. Oops, Daisy. Let's stop the bag, isn't it? Pull the plug out. Anyway, probably do for now. We dropped it a good 6 inches or so. Get the back out. Good back that, by the way. Better than the old one. So yeah, filter's all clean as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some filter floss in the top of it. Just try and catch the fine rubbish. But UV's all been cleaned, put that together. So it should all be in working order. This has all been stripped and cleaned. Doesn't look very straight at the minute, but we'll pop it back in, straighten it all up. Get some water back in. You can see just how dirty that water is. So I suspect we probably will need a full clean. Drain and clean at some point. This iris could do with a cut back at some point as well, and probably repotting, but that's not the job for today. The job for today is just clean it and get the pump and filter running properly. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit. Right, excuse me out of breath. As I've already explained, I'm having treatment for cancer, so it makes me tired. Right, so I've given that a back out. Ideally needs a full clean, drain and clean, which we'll probably do autumn time now. Just topping it back up, we put some tap tape in. I'll put some clover leaf in. Yeah, some people don't like it, but I swear by it. Never had a problem with it. And I put a pond bomb in there just to help clear it up. Those irises will need cutting back and sorting out, repotting, but we'll do that when we do the pond drain on it. Clean the filter, put some filter floss in. Been running about 5 minutes. You can see how much rubbish is already pulled out. So I'll have a word with the customer about that. I'll leave another piece so they can just swap that one out, wash it off and put it back in. I've turned the filter right up so that runs as best it can. UV's back up and running. No leaks, which is what we like. Don't like leaks on ponds. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're just about to go and discuss filters with the owner. But yeah, that's where we're leaving it. The lady would like the fountain in the middle to stay. So I think you're probably going to have to run 2 separate pumps. One for the filter, new filter if you decide to get one, and that as an ornamental feature, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like the video, think about subscribing, helps the channel out a lot. If you like the video, hit thumbs up. If you don't like the video, hit thumbs down, that's fine. If you've got any comments, anything to say, post them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. And I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully the next one I won't be so much out of breath. But by that point, I should probably have had my 3rd chemo session. So, yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day and I'm off. Just remember, if it's really hot, you really should have air going into your pond. So you need to get yourself, sorry about the wobble. You really need to get yourself an air pump. Cut the air stones into your pond. It will help keep the fish alive because warm water doesn't hold as much oxygen as cold water does. So when the temperature rises, the water temperature rises, cuts down the oxygen levels, the fish starts to struggle, especially if you've got plants in your pond. Okay, on that note, I'll leave it there. Cheers, bye.